Hey, what's going on? What's going on, guys? It's your man, Real Deal, Steele, coming to you live Friday, November 11th, 2022, on this late night edition. A little after the hour of 11 p.m. in my neck of the woods, give or take an hour or two where you're at. And wow, have things broken wide open since we last got together, and we are going to get down to it all, boppers. Wow, just things are unfolding a mile a minute here. Mile a minute. Tell all your uncles, tell all your aunts, put on your big boy pants because we are going to get down to it. Before we begin, if I could ask you to smash that like button, takes a split second of your time, doesn't cost you a dime. If you're brand new here, hey, welcome aboard. We've got an excellent community here, and I would love to have you be a part of it. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Keep all those notifications on so you never miss an opportunity to join us in our sweet little slice of the interwebs. Also, if you're not a member, or if you were a member, come on back. We are back in business doing regular streams several nights a week. So go ahead and click that link pinned at the top of the chat. Love to have you aboard. Just $4 a month starting. Unlocks cool features, another way to show your support. If you feel compelled to super chat anywhere throughout the duration of this broadcast, it's obviously hugely appreciated for the time and efforts put in. Feel free to ask me whatever questions, comments that you want, and I will do my best to address them. So, yeah. What's the scoop, Steven? Zombie Doge Army asks. Let's see who's active in the chat. Obviously, the Zombie Doge Army. Mike Tracy, Keith Havens, Bang Stun, Marie Potter. Crypto Tank Girl, Alan Schneider, of course, One True Adam. Said I dumped my old chick and found a new one today. That's why Steven is late. Well, sounds like you made a quick recovery, my friend. Good on you. Sleepy Random. And the list goes on as they keep filtering in here. Bitcoin currently trading at 16,664.96 cents. Like I said, I've been expressing the last few shows, I don't think we're at the bottom, folks. So be very careful with any investments, particularly as we approach this new volatile chapter. My goodness gracious. Volatile is really almost an understatement for what we're seeing right now. Really is almost an understatement to what we're seeing right now. And what are we seeing right now? The talk of the town. The talk of the town is FTX and why. Well, unless you've been living under a rock, Sam Bankman-Fried is why, who has been outed to be the Bernie Madoff of cryptocurrency, essentially. And boy, does this thing run deep and systemic. Right now, as I talk, over 400 million in funds have moved from FTX to a single wallet. Many users' accounts are being drained to zero. An absolute liquidation, tens, hundreds of millions at this point, really, of crypto assets leaving the exchange a mile a minute. FTX employees claim they don't know what this is about. They don't recognize the addresses doing this. I have a hard time, frankly, believing anything that team has to say at this juncture. Number one. Number two, let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say they're correct. Then we're talking about a monumental hacking. Or perhaps we're seeing the exodus of Sam in real time, where he was liquidating a ton of assets to relocate the rest of his life in some random part of the world, never to be found again. I mean, sounds wild, but it's possible, given the amount of prison time that he's probably facing. Platypus says, show us your face. Smiley face. I promise to very soon. If you're new here, I am real. I'm not a catfish. I do sometimes broadcast with the camera on. I haven't been lately, but I do plan to, and I do plan to start doing camera enhanced shows in the near future. Again. But wow, has a lot of information been released just since yesterday. Right now, breaking news. FTX Finance crypto wallets see mysterious late-night overflows totaling over 400 million. Multiple sources are reporting right now. A gentleman named Ren Miller tweeted, investigating abnormalities with wallets related to consolidation of FTX balance across exchanges. Unclear facts, as the other movement's not clear. We'll share more info as soon as we have it. Other people are retweeting that if you have the FTX app, do not open it. Do not log into your FTX account, either on a computer or through your phone, for fear of hacking and the draining of your account. Keep in mind, these are just rumors at this point. So I can't speak to the validity of them. Folks, if you're on the Twitter sphere, if I could just ask you to retweet so our fellow community members know that we are live. I appreciate it. I just put that tweet in the chat there. Thanks in advance. Conspiracy theories are spoiler alerts, somebody says. You know, I have often said that sometimes the only difference between a conspiracy theory and reality is 6 to 12 months. Miami Heat cuts ties with FTX and renamed their arena. Well, that should come as no surprise, right? Ending a 19-year deal. That's really how sure of themselves they were over there at FTX. And now there's plenty of information to conclude that FTX was supposed to be pretty much the establishment's preferred crypto exchange platform. Now we know that Sam Bankman is responsible for donating over $40 million to the Democratic Party just for the midterm elections, right? And donated over 60, 70 million to the Biden campaign in the general election. Now, I wouldn't read much more into this had those donations been distributed amongst both political parties, as crypto shouldn't anyway be a partisan issue, even though it is to a degree. But then we look into this further And now there are many reports coming to light. Get this, folks. This is the wildest. Let me just say this is the wildest thing I've ever seen happen in crypto. What we are going through right now is the wildest / most devastating single story I've ever seen in the crypto scene. Minnesota representative. Get this story, guys. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It's just getting wilder by the minute. And what did I say last night when I was talking about this? I said, prepare yourselves. This story, the details that are going to come forth in coming weeks are going to knock your socks off. And here we are, not even a week out. Not even a week out. And the details are even superseding anything that I could have foreseen in this short period of time. U.S. lawmaker claims SEC Chair Gary Gensler was trying to help FTX obtain a, quote, regulatory monopoly over crypto. Minnesota Representative Tom Emmer says his office is now looking into allegations of a conspiracy between the U.S. and Exchange Commission chairman and embattled crypto exchange FTX. According to Emmer, his office has received numerous reports that SEC Chair Gary Gensler was helping FTX and its CEO Sam Bankman-Fried to acquire a regulatory monopoly on the entire crypto space. Prior to its meltdown, the Bahamas-based FTX sat next to Binance as the world's largest exchange. The sitting political officer had this to say. He said, interesting, Gary Gensler runs to the media or reports to my office allege he has been helping SBF and FTX work through legal loopholes to obtain a regulatory monopoly. The legislator did not present evidence at this time to back up claims, but he says that his office is conducting a full-on investigation into the matter. We are looking into this, the representative said. Emmer posted the statement on Twitter following Gensler's interview on CNBC's Squawk Box, where he commented on the collapse of FTX and its trading arm, Alameda Research. Interesting. Now, this would be far-fetched on its face. Had Sam Bankman not have been the Democratic Party's second most prominent donator at this time. So here we have Gary running around trying to tag guys like Elon Musk on technicalities day in, day out. Well, basically trying to plan an entire monopoly coup over the entire crypto space with SBF. BitBuy Crypto, who have had my disagreements with in the past, he's certainly taking a victory lap right now, as, what was that, a week or two ago, he went off in Alex Jones fashion live on his show against a few different outlets, one of the main ones being FTX and SBF. So he's feeling rather vindicated, justifiably so. See, if you guys talking about Voyager, I am in the same boat with you. So as it stands right now, as you guys know, the plan was for FTX to acquire Voyager. I know various people were warning Voyager about taking this deal with FTX due to as extra vulnerabilities. But Voyager was essentially urging its customers to fast track this deal with FTX. Well, now, guess what's happening? Voyager is no longer under agreement to be acquired by FTX. So consequently, this leaves all of us Voyager customers and our assets with a very uncertain future. I'm not sure where this leaves us, folks. I am not sure where this leaves us. As it stands right now, there is no plan for Voyager. The extension negotiating arm of Voyager, apparently the board assigned to handle this, released a multi-tweet statement today about this, essentially just saying that the deal's no longer going through and they're reassessing options. So yes, I got the email. Very discouraging. Not sure what's going to go on. Not sure if I'm going to see all that Dogecoin, that Bitcoin, and other holdings. A huge learning lesson for all of us. There is no safe exchange for your crypto at this moment. Make no mistake about it. I think BlockFi is very close to being next on the chopping block. Crypto.com could be soon thereafter. From the things that I'm researching about them and looking at their paperwork and records, I would say that's a fair guess. The only two I would put in a safer category, still not safe, but a safer category, would be perhaps Robinhood and WEBULL. And why do I say that? It's because those two exchanges didn't get their start on crypto. They are stock trading exchanges who added crypto after the fact. So simply due to the security of them not being solely reliant on crypto as their business model, I think gives things added stability and security over there. Hey, Josh Randell. Good to see you in the mix. Haven't seen you in a while. Great to see you. Kevin Walker, I got a Coinbase email. And what did that email say, Kevin Walker? Let me see if there's anything new as it relates to this FTX story. FTX's U.S. counsel says investigating its abnormalities as massive amounts of funds continue to leave the exchange. This is going to be more devastating for the crypto space than any single thing we've seen so far. But it's going to lead to a lot of people getting wrecked. It already has, but it's also going to leave some room for some incredible opportunity. I don't think we're at the bottom. I'm not buying anything right now. I'm waiting. Zombie Doge Army, thank you for being the first super chat of the night. $2 make you holler. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. Bank Stun says, I have a lot on BlockFi earning interest. Hope it'll be okay. My friend, Bank Stun, you can hope. You can hope. But I don't. I'm very concerned about BlockFi at this stage, okay? You might want to consider pulling those assets out. Yeah, I agree, Zombie Doge. Robinhood and WEBULL are your safest places for crypto right now. In terms of exchanges, yeah. I gotten into some Twitter spaces today, and I was talking a lot about this where, and those of you who've been watching me for a while know that I've been calling for greater oversight and regulation specifically to cryptocurrency exchanges, not cryptocurrency, but just simply the exchanges for quite some time now. The absolute chaos and pandemonium we find ourselves in is in large part due to that not happening. And every time I've talked about this in the past, it's met with a lot of resistance. But the simple fact is, without some added basic regulations to protect us retail investors, consumer confidence is going to continue to plummet, and it's going to keep out a lot of the big money, and consequentially stagnate mass adoption. Unfortunately, some people seem to have a difficult time comprehending the difference between regulating exchanges and regulating crypto. Crypto is inherently very decentralized within its coding. Crypto itself is not broken. The concept itself is not broken. It's great. It's fine. It's the exchanges that are broken. Kevin says the email that he got from Coinbase says, for the last 10 years, we have built Coinbase in a way that allows us to be transparent on our track records and balance sheet through strength and effectively and prudently managing risk for 108 million customers and ourselves, blah, blah, blah. So here we have essentially Coinbase making a statement to bolster and reassure its customer base that they are in control. Brian Armstrong at the helm there. I'm still active on my Coinbase wallet, and I use Uniswap quite a bit via Coinbase. Do I perceive or expect Coinbase to reach rough waters in the near future? Probably not, but all bets are off at this point. I'd say I'd put Coinbase in a lower probability that they'll go bankrupt, but I'm just not crossing anything off the table at this point. But yeah, I mean, I think it's safe to say that, it's not, in my opinion, it's not as much that the current administration is all out anti-crypto as much as trying to figure out how they can monopolize it and leverage it most effectively to their advantage. And I think that's what had been happening. I think we will find, well, I don't know if we'll find it. I don't know if we'll ever find out. I don't know how much information and data and evidence has already been scrubbed and being scrubbed as we speak. But it seems to me that there's a very high probability of conspiratorial collusion with Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX, and the SEC. I mean, how hypocritical is this of Gary Gensler to be conspiring to monopolize regulatory efforts, giving FTX the ultimate advantage? Highly illegal. And to a degree, not very surprising, isn't it? To a degree, not very surprising. If you haven't heard already, obviously Sam Bankman-Fried has stepped down as FTX's CEO as they're filing for bankruptcy. and his associated company, Alameda Research, and approximately 130 additional affiliated companies are part of the voluntary proceedings. An FTX spokesperson did not immediately respond to requests for comment on the story. In a short period of time, FTX expanded into non-crypto elements of life, such as pop culture. For example, in the past Super Bowl, it aired a commercial featuring comedian Larry David, in which David turned down an opportunity to invest in crypto. I don't think so. And I've never been wrong about this stuff, never. Well, Larry David's been vindicated. I'll say that. I'm a huge fan of Larry David, and I was thoroughly amused that they had consigned him to be a part of that ad. But, you know, there was a girl talking in a space today. I heard her say, you know, who had a lot of holdings on FTX, who was new to crypto, and she said, you know, I just assumed they really knew what they're doing, that nothing like this would ever happen, because I saw FTX all over popular TV show commercials and everywhere else. I never thought it would happen to an exchange that had such prominent branding. That's that assumed competency and authority I'm talking about. In the meantime, who was at the wheel of FTX? Just a group of kids fresh out of college partying in the Bahamas. They didn't care. They didn't know what they're doing. They did, but they didn't, you know? Mike Tracy says they are claiming they have been hacked. Is there a source? DM me on my Twitter any sources to the FTX story. This thing's unfolding a mile a minute. Sadaf Jadran, our friend here at the show, and one of my good friends, says, just tweeted out, this is not a hack. It is a meticulously planned insider orchestration. I'm retweeting that. I concur. I totally agree. As far as I'm seeing, this is a very purposeful movement of assets. And Sam himself actually has been known to be a pretty world-class hacker. You know, he was essentially the hacker who stole around 100 million from his own coins before. It was called Cover Protocol. This was back in the beginning of 2022. What a tangled web we weave. What a tangled web we Steve and Steele. A few months ago, I tweeted this out. Crypto exchanges are needed for mass adoption. Regulate those exchanges. Protect retail investors. August 7th. August 7th. To which an individual who went by Chadius Chadson responded, I agree, but I really disagree. Regulation is centralization. My friend, again, this is a quintessential example of people who do not understand the difference between regulating exchanges versus regulating cryptocurrency. These are not the same things. And if we don't get a grip on these exchanges and let them run wild with doing whatever they want to do with our investments, with retail traders' investments, We will never get to the next step of mass adoption for cryptocurrency. It's going to continue to be an absolute floundering SHIT show. For example, the fact that it is currently legal right now for a CEO of any crypto exchange to use your assets for massive uncollateralized loans. That is wild. That is insane that is legal. Yet here we are. And now we are seeing the consequence of the lack of oversight on this stuff. While Announce says BitBoy is in it for himself, in my opinion, I don't disagree. But at the same time, the guy, he hustles hard. I got to give it to him. He hustles hard. But at the same time, I do not disagree with that statement. Someone just tagged me in a, speaking of the devil, someone just tagged me in a tweet of BitBoy Crypto saying, what you don't know that I do, Sam is known by people in his innermost circle to be one of the best hackers in the world. What did I tell you guys? He was the hacker who stole 100 million from his own coin before Safe Token. He took the money and fled the US for Hong Kong in 2020 because of the FTX lawsuit. Now, that last part I did not know. I was not aware of that. My goodness. My goodness, folks. Wild, wild stuff. This is wild stuff. It's my very terrible Johnny Carson impersonation. You know who died today? It's Gallagher. Remember that comedian? Few of you might. He was most popularized in the 70s and early 80s. Mostly in the 70s. TMZ reporting comedian Gallagher, famously known for smashing watermelons, as part of his legendary act, has died. He was 76. Gallagher died while under hospice care in Palm Springs early Friday morning. His manager tells TMZ died of massive organ failure, had been in ill health for a while, suffering numerous heart attacks over the years. Gallagher stayed on the road touring America for decades. He was pretty sure that he held the record for the most stand-up dates by attrition alone. Gallagher started working as a comedian after college, getting his big break after appearing on Johnny Carson's Tonight Show. That's what made me think of Gallagher. Johnny Carson. Isn't the subconscious mind an extraordinary thing? Showing off his prop humor and quickly becoming one of the most popular, recognizable comedians in America. His trademark bit, the sledge-o-matic, where he used a large mallet to destroy a bunch of food and objects, always ended in a watermelon. Well, it started as a parody of the Veg-O-Matic commercials. It would go into what millions would remember him for. Hexagon said, "It's weird. I just thought of Gallagher a few days ago." Yeah. He's most known for, that's how I most know him for, is smashing those big watermelons. And then people in the front rows would show up at his concerts with like tarps and raincoats to protect themselves. One of the first and foremost wildly successful prop comedians, really. Now get this, folks. This is another wild thing that came out today over the FTX ordeal. Emails posted to Twitter. Just today, Sam Bankman-Fried reaches out to Elon Musk. The Twitter account internal tech emails posted. Screenshots of Elon Musk corresponding with what appears to be Sam Bankman-Fried's assistant or scheduler, right? Let me read this conversation off to you guys. Fascinating stuff. A guy by the name of Michael Grimes, who is or was SBF's assistant, said, "Do you have 5 minutes to connect on possible meeting tomorrow? I believe you will want to take." Well, that's pretty presumptuous and cocksure coming in, I got to say that. Elon Musk responded, "We'll call in about a half hour." Michael Grimes' person responds, "Perfect. Sam Bankman-Fried is why I'm calling," with a link about him. Elon Musk responds with 2 question marks and then changes his tone. He says, Elon Musk says, "I'm backlogged with a mountain of critical work matters. Is this urgent?" Michael Grimes responds, "Wants 1 to 5 billion, serious about partnering with you, same security you own, not urgent unless you want to fly to him tomorrow. Sam has a window tomorrow, then he's Wednesday, Friday booked. Could do 5 billion if everything vision lock. Would do the engineering for social media blockchain integration. Founded FTX crypto exchange. Believes in your mission. Major Democratic donor." So thought it was potentially worth an hour at the Orlando meeting, and he said he could shake hands with you on 5 if you like him. I think you will. Can talk to you when you have more time, not urgent, but if tomorrow works, I could get us 5 billion in equity in an hour. Elon Musk responds, "Blockchain Twitter isn't possible, as the bandwidth and latency requirements cannot be supported by a peer-to-peer network unless those peers are absolutely gigantic, thus defeating the purpose of a decentralized network." He also gave a dislike thumbs down on his text. Elon did. This Michael Grimes character said, "We'll work with Jared and Alex to be sure it makes sense to meet. My instincts is it does, because Orlando Baracco also declined today. In the end, not sure if political fears or what the reason is why he flaked." Elon Musk responds, "Strange that Orlando declined." Elon Musk said it again. "Please let him know that I would like to talk and understand why he declined." Elon Musk's last text with this person: "Does Sam actually have 3 billion liquid?" After this was posted to Twitter, Elon responded and said, "Accurate. He," meaning Sam, "set off my BS detector, which is why I didn't think he had $3 billion. Wild, wild stuff. Julio Codina, good to see you in the mix, my friend, says, "Crazy days. I think we might see some more domino fall moving forward." I absolutely concur. I absolutely agree. James says, "SBF on private flight to Argentina right now." Again, if anybody has any latest news, update tips, DM them to me. I believe my DMs are open right now. To my Twitter, that's Mr. Steven Steele. I'll look into them while I'm live on the air here. Link to my Twitter in the chat. But the details are flying out pretty quickly. RW says nothing seems normal or right anymore. It's very strange. This can't be just me thinking this. It's like we went through a black hole and they didn't tell us. Yeah, it does seem very Twilight Zone-esque at this point, doesn't it, folks? Doesn't it? It really does. It really does. Anybody that's telling you this is a hack is probably a hack. I don't believe that's the case at all. I do believe this was meticulously planned for quite some time. I do believe that CZ was sitting on this knowledge too. I know a lot of people are looking to him as some sort of patron saint or hero in this equation. That is not the case, my friends. You know that CZ had prior knowledge to these ongoings and didn't say anything for quite some time. He was just waiting. Well, who knows if he was even intending, right, of helping to blow the whistle on this. But I think he deliberately did it at the right time, not only to save his butt, but to take down a fellow competitor. I don't trust CZ either, man. I know a lot of people do and hold him in the highest of regard. I'm skeptical of all these cats at this point. Thank you, Sliding Edge. Just sent me something. I'm looking over it right now. Portia Antonio Alexis, who calls herself a consumer goods analyst nerd, says, we are currently witnessing history as if SBF saga could not get any more bizarre. The remaining, quote, blocked funds have now been, quote unquote, hacked, with almost 40 billion in funds being plummeted into unknown wallets. Do not update your app. So that's another person kind of confirming what we've been talking about here. The only reason to even log into FTX on either on a phone or on a computer at this point is to try to exit your liquidity. Exit your positions, if that's even possible anymore. Zombie Doge Army sending me what looks to be a mail out. It's just sent out to WEBULL customers. WEBULL does not have any direct exposure to FTX, Alameda, or FTX token. WEBULL is monitoring the situation closely and is in close communication with Apex Crypto, our partner, in providing crypto trading to our customers. WEBULL has implemented robust financial controls to reduce the risk that market events outside of WEBULL could impact safely on the customer assets and the firm's financial health. WEBULL is also subject to stringent regulation, including rules related to capital requirements, protection of customer assets, and financial reporting. I'm not saying that WEBULL is completely absolvent from anything happening to it. In this spiral, but I think it's much more unlikely for it to happen on a platform like WEBULL. All right, I'm looking around here. Let's take a quick detour over to Dogecoin. There was an opinion piece published on Cointelegraph this afternoon, written by a fellow named Nathan Thompson. Dogecoin is on the cutting edge of future assets, Nathan wrote. Aspects of pop culture becoming tradable commodities, that phenomenon will only grow in years ahead. Attention is the lifeblood of Dogecoin and other meme coins. Much like earnings drive the price of corporate shares, the size and quality of attention captured by meme coins drive their price action. Doge, which pumped following Elon Musk's Twitter takeover, the higher valuation was not only due to the rationale, if risky, play that Musk might integrate this particular crypto token into Twitter in the future, but it was also a function of crypto traders betting that Musk's tweets would drive the attention of Doge to increase its price. Unlike small meme coins that live and die on how much interest there is in the story, meme coins like Doge have fundamentals contributing to their value. Doge's market cap is currently over 16 billion, and it's one of the largest POW blockchains following Ethereum's switch to proof of stake in September. Dogecoin's valuation is therefore based on its fundamentals plus attention, whereas other meme coins are solely based on news cycles, which is correct. That's very astute observation for a change. I concur. I think it's an accurate observation. Here's another article that I came across today from Barron's. All the times Elon Musk warned his companies they could go bankrupt. And it goes over like a interesting history, a timeline, in which simply Elon warned his employees and staff that these companies could go bankrupt. When I heard that Elon shared a letter to Twitter employees yesterday, inferring that it was possible for Twitter not to make it to go bankrupt, I didn't think that was the salacious story it was being made out to be. It wasn't really the gotcha moment it was being made out to be, in my opinion. This is simply a strategical, motivational tactic a CEO sometimes employs to get people to just wake up and put their butts into gear. And I really didn't take it for any more than that. Zombie Doge Army coming with $2 super chat. Can you put up the Doge chart? Oh, for $2. Sure, my friend. No problem. Give me one moment. And I'll do that for you, all right? We'll get it rocking for you. We'll get it rocking for you, my friend. It's taking a little longer than I anticipated. There we go. And right now, that's the one-day chart. Oops. We'll go live chart here. We'll, let me size this down a little bit. Let me size it down a little more. Let me size it down a little more. My goodness. You know, when you get to the end of the day, where it's 5 minutes to midnight, it's almost impossible to get the entire day chart in. You know what I mean? Don't worry, the chart's going to start over in 3 minutes, so then it'll be fine. Sleepy says Elon is a hard worker and wants hardworking people on his team. No slackers. Well, I agree. He's building a leaner, meaner company over there, right? And you got to, considering how much money Twitter was losing just every day when he took over. Dogecoin now trading just a little bit under 8 cents, down about 2.3% over the last hour. Dogecoin also down almost 41% over the last week, and this is not unique to Dogecoin. The entire market completely suffering devastating losses in the wake and thanks to characters like SBF. This is the 1 month chart. Looks pretty good, actually. We were trading just a little under 6 cents before we really had a nice run here, and things were going really well until Sam Bankman-Fried. Boom, boom, bop, bop. Man. Hindsight's always 20/20. That's all I got to say. You never know what's going to happen in this space, do you? Julio says, I guess we should all just go all in on Steele coin now. I concur, my friend. Who wants to be a Steeleonaire? Even pets love Steele coin. Never say never, Crypto Tank Girl. You never know. I know that Elon Musk doesn't really put much value on the typical resumes, but rather people's ideas and work ethic more than anything. That much I know. So Eli Lilly, the major pharmaceutical company, suffered a loss of profits today over a Twitter troll. Fortune magazine reported no insulin is not free. Eli Lilly is one of the latest high-profile casualties of Elon Musk's Twitter verification mess. Eli Lilly posted an unusual message on Twitter yesterday. The pharmaceutical giant apologized for a misleading tweet in which someone pretending to be the company wrote, "We are excited to announce insulin is free now." The company sells insulin and it is not free. Eli Lilly can thank changes at Twitter introduced since Elon Musk's $44 billion to take over for the confusion. The pranksters were able to easily make an official-looking Twitter account with a blue check for the fake username Eli Lilly and Co. by paying $8 monthly for Twitter Blue. The new subscription service introduced by Musk goes on and on. Well, let's see if this account is even still active firstly, shall we? Let me click on this tweet. I see a bunch of stories about it, but I don't see a direct, I feel see a few screenshots, but I don't see any direct links to the tweet. No. Sorry, my dog was acting up. And let me look it up here. Let me look it up. I think the account was deleted. So I don't know. I don't know how much money this really would have cost them. I mean, actually, I do. I can see they're showing that it affected the stock temporarily. The comments are kind of funny. Why don't they just make insulin free, though? That account had a good idea. Someone else also said, it's also funny that Eli and Co. is the fake account of Eli and Lilly and Company, but the real account is simply LilyPad. That is funny. That is funny. You know, when Twitter first started, I got my name, I was able to register some pretty prominent Twitter handles before they got pulled from me. I was hoping that the companies would offer me some money for the handles, but no such luck. Twitter just stripped them from me. And I didn't even have a Twitter account for myself at the time. This was years ago when Twitter first started. And I had registered twitter.com/Hasbro. Yeah, that was available. Hasbro. And the other one that was available when Twitter first started that I got was twitter.com/7up. So I made a Hasbro profile, and I just used it as a joke account, and I tweeted out fake toys that were coming out that never were going to exist. And the toys were so ridiculous and unconventional. And I got a lot of followers, people thinking it was the official Hasbro account. I was trolling everyone that way. And the tweets were really blowing up and kind of going viral because people were like, oh my gosh, you see these toys that Hasbro is coming out with? It's ridiculous. And then one day I got notified that the account was stripped away, and now it's in the hands of the real Hasbro. And the 7-Up one, it only lasted like 24 hours. I didn't even get a chance to like really set up shop with it before that one was taken away from me. But I thought that was kind of unfair. I say, if you're a citizen and you've thought of locking down those URLs before those companies themselves, then so be it, right? So be it. But that's the way the Hasbros. Do they still 7-Up sell? Yeah, they still sell 7-Up. They sell 7-Up. They sell Cherry 7-Up. They sell Diet Cherry 7-Up. The only soda I drink is the stevia flavored ones, the sweetened ones rather. But on occasion I'll have a soda. The Cherry 7-Up one is pretty good. In my opinion. So Sam Bankman-Fried, people are saying he's on the run now. There's no proof of this yet, but there's chatter now that he's on the run. Leah Halpern, she just tweeted out, I like Leah. Leah was actually supposed to come on my show a long time ago, but we fell out of touch. I'll reach out to her again. She said, FTX has been hacked. Delete all FTX apps now. Do not visit the website. I don't think it's been hacked. I respectfully disagree with her. I will default to my friend and colleague, Sadaf. I think this was an inside job, meticulously planned one. But I think it is a good decision to probably, if you're not having any holdings on FTX, to delete the apps and do not visit the website, do not log in, do not pass go, do not collect $200. Actually, if you're able to collect $200 from FTX still, I would advise you to get right on that. Get right on that, my friends. Let's see if we can get any FTX updates here. I'm checking my sources. The Block now reporting FTX claims it has been hacked of all its funds. So FTX is claiming officially now that it has been hacked of all its funds. Website and mobile app compromised. Very convenient. Do you buy that, folks? Do you buy that? I think the biggest suspect in the FTX hacking crisis is Sam himself. He's an expert hacker himself. TechFish News now reporting just a minute ago. FTX funds are on the move. Bankruptcy proceeding. Is this an insider threat or a hack? Well, you guys know what I think. I think you know what my dog thinks, judging by her noises in the background. Binance now reassuring its users it has billions in reserves after FTX collapses. My dog Remy coming right over to me, trying to get on the microphone. It's okay, Remy. Just chill. And there's plenty of SBF memes to go around. I'm sure you've been seeing them. I made one myself today. I'm not going to say it out loud. It's a little bit spicy. Another random person tweeted this. Thought it was interesting just now. Just to be clear, this could have happened at any time during the existence of FTX. That it is happening now indicates insider theft in the face of bankruptcy, even more criminal than previous crimes. I would tend to agree with that. Sliding Ed sending me a tweet of, and I saw this earlier, but it's thank you for sending it my way. By a Twitter account that just goes by the name Doge Toshi. Say that 3 times fast. Says FTX's bankruptcy proceedings appear to be starting as funds from both international and U.S. wallets are being sent to this particular address, and that is where the majority of that 400 million is residing. They sold part of those assets already. This is looking like an inside job more and more in pretty rapid pace here. And the slippage is just astronomically high. They wormholed a bunch of ETH in from Solana. FTX's US Solana funds, 53 million, also moved to a new address. Midway summary, 290 million in Ethereum moved, 55 million in Solana moved, 88 million in Bitcoin moved. Just wild stuff. Never seen anything like it, folks. Never seen anything like it. Emperor Doge says, like the old Steve Miller song sings, "Oh, take the money and run. Woo, woo, woo. Whoa, take the money and run. Woo, woo, woo." I like that song. I love Steve Miller. It had a real warm, kind of groovy sound to it, right? I wanna fly like the eagle through the trees, fly like the eagle, let my spirit carry me. I love the synthesizer in that. You know what I'm talking about. RW says, so much for my $50 bonus for opening an FTX account with Voyager. Yeah, so much for it, my friends. And I am pretty bummed about my statistical probability of getting my Voyager assets back. I mean, what a learning lesson for all of us, folks. What a learning lesson for all of us. Never again, right? Well, guys, I think we're at the bottom of this show, but it was great hanging out with you, great connecting with you guys. Hope you had fun. Hope you got a little something out of it. But I'll be back soon. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button with all those notifications on, so you never miss another opportunity to hang out on these fun live streams. If you don't already follow me on Twitter, feel free to do so. I love staying connected with y'all there. That's at Mr. Mr. Steven Steele. Simple as that. Until next time, fam, this is your man, Real Deal, Steven Steele, signing out.
If we operate with extreme urgency, then we have a chance of making life multiplanetary. Still just a chance, not for sure. If we don't act with extreme urgency, that chance is probably zero. And the rate of innovation is not going to be constant. It's either going to increase the rate of innovation, or it's going to slow down. If you look at American access to space with Crew, we were able to go to the moon in '69. Then with the space shuttle, we could only go to low Earth orbit. And the space shuttle retired. And then for almost a decade, there was no America had no access to space with people. So this is a pretty bad trend. It's trending to zero.
Right.
We need a very strong trend in the other direction in order to have any chance whatsoever of making life multiplanetary.
Yep.
So that's the reason for the extreme science of urgency.
build the technologies necessary to make life multiplanetary. To answer more seriously, if you consider the nature of importance itself and say, how do you tell that anything is important? Well, the lens of history is a helpful guide here. And the more you zoom out, the more you can distinguish the things that are important over a great span of time, the truly important things, versus things that may seem important in the moment but are forgotten once that moment has passed.